Hey guys, B-Man Dan here with We Save Bees. We're out here in Laguna Beach with Craig and the Marley and the Muse. The Muse. Yes. It's gorgeous out here. This way, Craig. So the bees on the other side of that fireplace, the chimney, and not a big fan of this roof already. The shingles are kind of falling off, which is fine. Looks like the house getting renovated. No judgment, zero judgment. But getting up here, unpleasant. In the front, we've got the slope ladder going up there, unpleasant. On the side, unpleasant. From the back, unpleasant. All in all, great start. But there are the bees right there. They're going up through a crack on the roof line and going up into the, I don't think they have an attic. It's gonna be probably a lofted ceiling. So, but there's gonna be a dead space between the ceiling itself and the outside roof. But over here, all that unpleasant. Okay, wish us luck. Incoming. I do not need smoke yet. Alright, so we're coming up here. Bam, bam, bam. This roof has seen much better days. We're going up this way. Ah. This is meh, but that is awesome. That makes it kind of worth it. All right, aside from the view, what makes this one extremely dangerous is that this is really, really old shingles, which is nice to work on, except, see all this. That's what happens when you step on it. So you have this really slippery felt paper, and all the gravel that's adhered to it by the tar has kind of disintegrated. So if you don't really pay attention, it's really simple to go woo and you go bye-bye. So as they're working, gonna set up safety line and might not need a harness. Once we get on the wood platform, you got a lot more friction, so that always makes everyone happier. Okay, bye. All right, showtime. Bees are flying out, which is good. Hi, girls. Not a big fan of these other crossbeams, but that's okay. Bam. Yep, just like that. Now the smoke is there because now before we start working, we smoked them heavily. So the smoke is kind of like a smoke bomb in those video games, but it inhibits their ability to communicate. If Craig just went up here and just started slapping the roof, the bees send out this, what I call stranger danger, but the alarm pheromone, and that alerts everyone to say, bad guy, bad guy. But he's not, but he is, but he's not. Now, the second thing the smoke does is it makes them think there's a fire. And so, see these bees right there? The ones with their butts sticking out, they're consuming resources and getting ready for evacuation. And when they're doing that, guess what? They don't care about you. Nope, see? She could care less. I'm poking her in the butt. Good girl. And then there's a point where if they consume enough, then they get a little lethargic, and that's when it's a really good time to just start moving them. Now, Craig, he's a part-time baby kidnapper, technically full-time now. So he's gonna kidnap the babies, which is the larva right there, that sheet right there, and then Marley holding up the frame. And if we can move the babies in to our ghetto box, then we're going to sensitize the bees to shift from here to go with us. And we're not looking for the queen, counter to popular belief. If we just go in here and ninja grab the queen and move, smoker goes almost bye-bye. Yep. Now, if we grab the queen, then the bees will just stay here because they can just take an egg and make a queen out of that whole situation. So the idea is we want to grab the babies, kidnap the babies, like that dude, and then, and that one, yeah, guilty. Look at that face. Now, grab the babies, and the bees follow the babies, and then the queen at some point should follow the bees. Over here we have boy bees. See how bulbous those are? And then over here we've got the other larvae, the worker bees that will be hatching out in probably about a week or so. We don't want the boys because the boys are generally a drain on resources. They don't contribute to the hive except for reproduction from another colony, which is a good sign, so you know that everything's firing all, whatever, how many cylinders. Let's go with 12, all 12 cylinders. But if we take these with us during the transit, then as they're born, they're not contributing, so they're going to drain and tax the colony of precious resources they need to rebuild. And Craig is just methodically going through looking for good sheets of brood babies.
Got a good looking sheet right here.
Nice.
Just get the smoke right away.
He's a good looking guy. Looking for good brood. Now when we're pulling these, since we're not looking for the queen, part of the process is to make sure that we can grab sheets of brood with eggs. So in case we don't have the queen and she's stuck somewhere in here, then at least the bees can start to rebuild, and then we can make adjustments from there. Oh. Pro status. Now some of the smaller scraps we're going to be feeding to our chickens. Really good protein, this way we don't waste anything, and then extra honey and pollen resources goes and gets fed right back to the bees so that they can rebuild again. Now this is where it gets really fun. So these babies are inside, and those bees are starting to march right in there already. Pretty soon it's going to trigger what's called fanning behavior, which is when the bees will sit there flapping their wings with their abdomen in the air and releasing a pheromone in the air. It says, hey, we're moving with this dude or gal or both or whatever. With them, we're moving with them. And then Marley's gonna brush these bees in there real quick, just kind of stimulate that. And I was gonna do some more.
These ones?
And again. Yeah. Nice. Oh, we're right on it. It's good. Good girls. Now that they're fanning, we're going to want to get scoopfuls of bees in there as soon as possible. So Craig is going to do that like a champ.
You got water? A wet rag?
Got you.
Just kidding. Craig needs to fix his hair. Just kidding. Just kidding. So we use nitrile gloves, which gives us minimal protection from the bees. But one of the things that will definitely happen is if you have sticky hands, sticky gloves, scooping bees, you're gonna get stung because they're gonna get stuck to the gloves. Now, the magic behind the scoop is as you're going in, the bees are crawling onto the hand and they're just kind of clinging onto each other. And then you can move them and shift them that way. But if you're too fast, they'll sting you. If you're too slow, they'll just crawl off. So the stride's got to be kind of perfect. And it's a really neat sensation. I wish everyone could experience it because it's just really neat. All right, scoop number one. Hopefully a real scoop. That's her. Yeah, yeah. Livey.
What's that?
Movie. Spell something. V-I-E on the thingy. I'll take a photo. Biggest scoop all day, right there.
I sense sarcasm.
No sarcasm. No sense of humor in this guy. This is a nice view. So that bee right there is doing the fanning technique, and then there's a couple more like over here. not quite that mass fanning, but that's okay. The idea is Craig's going to be smoking over here, the bees, not himself. Now as the bees take flight, as they land, hopefully they catch whiff of the babies inside instead of back into the house cavity. So fingers crossed. So this is where we see a lot of removals end here. So they'll take the sheets of brood, take the stuff out, the honeycomb, whatever, harvest the honey, great. And then they leave this underneath the wood. This one is actually that plank right there. And that's good enough for them, but this guarantees bees coming back. Pretty sure we're not the first ones here, and hopefully we're the last ones here. But all that needs to be scraped off, just like that guy's doing. By that guy, I mean Craig.
Hi.
But this is where the details and the small little things really matter, because this whole roof experience, unpleasant. Having to do it twice, more unpleasant, especially for the homeowner. Bless all of our clients who take the time to save the bees, but we want to reward them with the fact that we can do whatever we can to make sure that they don't have to see us again. Now here's what's really neat. So this is insulation, and the bees, you can see little divots in here. So they've chewed into that to make more space for the colony. And this is wax.
Is it?
Yeah, so that's all melted. So previous, I would assume that hive might have been killed, and then all this kind of melted and oozed and created that. That's not propolis. That's too much propolis for the bees. But without the bees managing the colony, when they do get killed, what is happening is the honeycomb, especially in a roof, you know, if it's, we're on the coast, so it probably doesn't ever get too hot, but even on like a 90-degree day, it'll probably hit 120, which is definitely enough to melt wax, and it's all gonna fall down like this and then smear their pheromones everywhere, and then people call us. We call that job security, but we'd hope that that's not the case eventually. I hope that we become obsolete, honestly, but philosophical conversation for nowadays. Crusty, chunky. Yeah, definitely works. Not a cookie. Over here, bees are kind of behaving. They're kind of going down there though, which is fine. Okay, update you in 7.5 minutes. Here's Craig laying down on the job again, but that's how he can get the reach, unfortunately. He missed the supermodel pose earlier. Just laying on this side, showing off his legs, getting a tan. So all that stuff.
You're done.
Yeah, that's it right there. That was it. That one.
Yeah.
The mermaid pose. All this stuff smells like bees. Smells like beehive. And this is also where it gets tedious because we want to clean all that stuff out. But again, this is where not everyone believes to do it. Not this guy. And there's Craig laying on the job again. Now, bees are mostly inside the box. They're kind of hovering all over the place. He's cleaned all that out, which is great. And Marley's spick and span. It's clean. Love it. After that, we're going to treat the pheromones, and then right now he's sealing up the gaps and holes along the edge and the side. Hang off, because that's what he does. Still potentially dangerous. Alright, bees are inside the box. Marley is holding on for dear life to just about everything so it doesn't fall off. Nothing fell off this roof, ever. And then there's great stuff right there. That would be the foam from there. Yeah, touching Marley's knee. That's great.
Oh, good.
Anywho, so from here the bees will be adopted out to a farmer or backyard beekeeper. If we can't find one, we will make sure they have a good home in one of our apiaries. But we'll see everyone next Bee Adventure. Say bye, Marley.
Meow.
Say bye, Cowboy Craig.
Meow.
Yeah. Just like that. Okay, bye.